The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis.
Rain or snow, sleet or hail, I kick street tails, choking niggas like I'm free well. Golden State, holding your fate in the palm of my hand, blow you away like it's part of the plan. I gotta call it like I see it, talking like I be it, walking my walk, thug down, orthopedic, cause I'm soon to be up. Give me room, watch me heat up. Niggas try to stick me like Abdullah Weaver, follow the leader, make me go extra hard. Don't know, should I hold back or show the repertoire? Quit at 16 or throwing extra balls just for the non-believers. I show why it's so hard to reach us. I get pussy with my father's speeches. Puff heavily. See me at 6'1", weighing $170. Catch me in spots y'all niggas never be. Packed in like Green Bay, Harlem Week to Queens Day. Performing acapella, no DJ. 98 live, no replay. Make it seem easy. So tell a friend and tell a friend that it's them again. Asia, Noriega, wild river.
Champagne on the rocks, pouring the Fort Knox Lazarus. Shark salad with carrots, pork chops and applesauce. Quick connection. Disrespecting, watch your body game and pump the shotty gauge and hit the shorty while he body training. I ain't playing, I'm true to the worst. So be the first to get his whole body fully reversed. Uzi, you hurt, sleepy double dead. I'm a bubble head. I never listen to nothing my mother said. I give my old niggas ransom for money like Johnny Handsome. The son of niggas so long, I think I got a grandson. My passion is money. I stash in a honey that won't ask no questions. But don't blast anybody, that's my kind of girl. Cut the world that wanna live in out of cell. All prison, all hell. So again, it's just a little ghetto. But my niggas control the middle and know the riddles of life. While others know who niggas little.
Rich places, sick places. See my story, 6,666 pages. Wages, I wrote 6 aces. At the same dice game, bought 6 cases. All those big faces, now 10 laces. Ready to dig faces, but the banging ain't been spacious. Niggas building up their rib cages. Cats like the great places, bloody good places. Can't mix big races, but I stand for the big places. But the world know the girl know my fucker on furlough. Should be up, hook me up, all your sales could be locked. Only question what these does, baby girl could be fucked. The type that need a bite. Apple Wax told you the key to life. Asshole, y'all don't play around. I lay it down, fuck around, I swear around. Little biscuits, they risk it, my ass keep kicking. Ain't no niggas in the world who know thorough that it's my soul. Let's sit the hot barrel dead on your lips like 2/3 of a brick. Panero and kiss the cushy white fluffy parts that I come back with. Be the plan is to stash out cash y'all. So be so strong, gotta put it in glass jars. Niggas try to smoke me out, then smoke me out. The rims on my new joint be poking out. I'm about to have no bill. Shit is deep, do they dance with the devil when they sleep? I wake up, ripping the air, wishing to hear shit that they kick in your ear when your soul dripping the air. My gift is half rotten, when I spit it's a tear. That shit is dropped down my eye, I'm too tired to cry. I ain't never seen a nigga that's too live to die. They say you get what you ask for, get it cause you ask for. If nigga ain't a thief, then you better have the cash for. And we gon' be around till your body rot. And if the feds brought us in, we at the same time, God, he got two ways, head of the hood, one way. The other super chronic like straight to the brain. Yeah, let's get loose, and it's straight. With tomato juice, Queen Stallions, our young city Italians. Now y'all niggas recognize
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Ready for war, Joe, ready on the blow they spot. I know these dirty cops that'll get us in if we murder some wop. Hop in your Hummer, the punish is ready. Be me and Beatles with noodles, we do this do while they slurping spaghetti. Everybody kiss the fucking floor till we crack fuck them all. If they move noodles, shoot that fucking whore. Dead in the middle of little, did we know every middle to middle, didn't do diddly. It'll be a cold day and how the day I take it out. Make no mistake, for real, I wouldn't hesitate to kill. I'm still a fat one that you love to hate. Catch you at your mother's waist. Second, then I whack you with my stuff to yay. I'm looking face of the earth and curse your family, children like amity filling, chill the nerves in your cavity filling. Insanity's building a pavilion in my civilian. It can't be the anarchy that humanity's feeling. I'm feeling without remorse, was willing to out your course forever and take all the cheddar like child support. I support running anything he does, anything he loves. A brother from another mother sent for the above. A dark nigga just like me, one of the best might be. Even better leaving niggas kneeling on their right knees. Spike Lee couldn't paint a better picture. You small change, I'm pouring out your brains, getting richer. Hit you with the mag, smack your bitch, nigga, what? You getting stuck, my finger fingers hit you in the fuck. Cruising in the land, pumping cash rules. Last crew to one, they caught 100 trying to pass through. That's true, so who the next to get it? T.S. the best that did it. Hit it off your chest, get admitted, and it's yeah. And you don't stop. 20 shot clock with the cop killers, fill up to the top. Yeah, and you don't stop. Joey cracks the rock, the big punch is the guns cock. Yeah, and you don't stop. We make it hot, nigga. What? Bring it up like a whole spot. Yeah, and you don't stop. Still 187 on the nigga, but fuck the police. I'm squeeze first, making feet third, taking feet first. For the Lord, the Lords are in the key word. The streets curse, the first amendment's culturally biased. The focus supplies for fight tonight. I hold my rosary as tight as I can. I'm one man against the world, just me and my girl, Black Pearl. Latina, my Spina, but keep it real, you know the deal. We still from the rich and keep it, it's no secret. My sneakers go back and forth for free. Creep with me as I cruise in my Beamer. All the kids in the ghetto call me Don Cartagena.
The middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Well, that's just a blast on beat, and you never see me talk to police. So you should know that I really don't care. Pull you by the hair, split your soul, and I'll leave you right there. So beware, it's red, the niggas want big, and punch big, and let these motherfuckers know how we run the streets. I run the streets deep with no compassion. Puerto Ricans known for slashing, catching niggas while they sleeping, no relaxing. Keep your eyes open, sharp reflexes, 3 Texas in the key flexes, just in case police testers. Street professors, terror squad, ghetto scholars, full of clips off, flex the free regard when the metal hollers. Never college or get knocked down until I'm locked and shot down. Hit the beat, couldn't make me put my Glock down. We lock down, like rounds in the chamber, boogie down major like 9. I bust mine every time, plus I'm the crime boss of New York. When we talk to walk the walk, all my niggas carry chalk and stalk. I pray like a predator. Whoever want it, go and get it, set it, baby, and I'ma bury ya. So remember the squad that I'm repping. I'm full of clip of my weapon and punish niggas till it's Armageddon. Yeah, and you don't stop. 20 shot clock with the cop killers fill up to the top. Yeah, and you don't stop. Joey cracks the rock and big punch with the guns cock. Yeah, and you don't stop. We'll make it hot, nigga. Plus bring it up like a whole spot. Yeah, and you don't stop. It's still 187 on the nigga. Yeah, and you don't stop. 20 shot clock with the cop killers fill up to the top. Yeah, and you don't stop. Joey cracks the rock and big punch with the guns cock. Yeah, and you don't stop. We'll make it hot, nigga. Plus bring it up like a whole spot.
Kid, criminal outfit, we get it. Fuck the sky, we rising past the limit. Full clips and no bullshit permitted. Kid, criminal outfit, we get it. Criminal outfit, we get it. The mob way, nigga, dark shades and fitted. Race cars on the parkways, we get it. Kid, criminal outfit, we get it. Get plays, get blown with the gauge, your bones in the grave. Rich from drug money, the rest from hookers. DP's stressing the bookers. Niggas wanna jokes, turn on the brush cookers. And niggas ducking and dodging up Cocaine democracy, my philosophy, kill your hypocrisy for boardwalk monopoly. You see his boardwalk place talk, we had the face talk, made him sniff a whole kilo, and blew his face off.
Yeah, criminal outfit, we get it. Like fuck the sky, we rise past the limit. Full clips and no bullshit permitted. Yeah, criminal outfit, we get it. Criminal outfit, we get it. The mob way, nigga, dark shades and fitted. Race cars on the parkways, we get it. Yeah, criminal outfit, we get it. Hey, y'all, guns bust. Niggas know who to trust. If you owe one of us, it ain't shit to discuss, nigga.
Binoculars, eyes is out, son, they watching us. Jake hit the streets, now police try locking us. Guns bust, used to selling the crush. Yeah, the world, trust the world keeping the trust.
Yeah, binoculars, eyes is out, son, they watching us. Jake's hit the streets, now police try locking us. Maybe it's the oxygen gator that made me popular. If it's a problem, I'm engaging in ways to stop you. Death sentence, like when Lefty betrayed the mafia. It's too many rats in your pack. Frank Sinatra, huh? Niggas should be lucky I gave a block to you. I was even serving the neighbors that stayed on top of you. Ain't it obvious? I was saving and raised the profit up by Asian bitch, making them educations lobby up. I'm the one that inspired cats. Don't try to rap, you ain't going nowhere, nigga. Your tire's flat. You send shots, I'ma fire back, or I'ma fire first. Niggas dying first whenever I attack. Huh? They better wear an iron hat. I'm smoother than a vampire that transforms to a flying bat. I used to charge niggas higher tax. I had to stop, cause niggas ain't OGs, they retired rats. Niggas know who to trust. If you owe one of us, it ain't shit to discuss, nigga.
Binoculars, eyes is out, son, they watching us. Jake hit the streets, now police try locking us. Guns bust, used to selling the crush. Yeah, the world, trust the world keeping the trust. Yeah, binoculars, eyes is out, son, they watching us. Jake hit the streets, now police try locking us.
Shit is more than crazy, I'm seeing more of it lately. Grown men with their handouts, looking for handouts. I'm in the room, hope I don't stand out. A few dudes mapping the plan out, gotta expand out. I ran out in 2 days, it's 2 ways, been waiting to move, yeah. Dosing on Douce, aim for your top, your toupee. Couldn't be Tupac on Tuesday. Touche. Who got it to send it out? Break it down to ounces, make samples and give it out. Crib in the mountains, bad services in and out. Bag full of birds, the only way we can chicken out. Listen out, yeah, that wrist wear is coming plain. Cause this here's the Hunger Game. What you know about a 100 game? Or taking the laws to give you stomach pains. I'd rather be dead wrong than dead gone. Blood stuck on his wands, he got the breads on. You can tell I thread long. He got the black soda to the fast like none of these niggas. Got a flow to humble these niggas. The 4 pound shake the ground right from under these niggas. I made checks with the squadron, paid respect to the bosses. Shooting like LeBron in Game 7 in Boston. Some niggas like to hustle, some like to spray bullets. Me, I had a block in a microwave cooking. Took every precaution, it's a price to pay. With it, the state troopers will pull you with your license plate crooked. Look, when they was out of town in the rented lambs, I was trying to kilogram under a cellophane. Nigga, I'm everything the critics say. Keep playing pussy, and we'll pop up on you like Twitter spam. He the type to let the bras fool him. These niggas all goofies. That cheap liquor got you all woozy. We see the ops, them niggas call movies. That's real shit, cause we always bought guns before we bought jewelry. My bitch in Cali 40, but she still model. We good till she asks me how I feel about her. Rolling Alpha Omega out of pill bottle. I touch so many keys, I think I'm Phil Collins. Watch paper and money for the bail bondsman. Cooked the half this morning just to see if I still got it. I still got it, let's be real about it. How I still fill pockets with paper just like mailboxes. Let's go.
Is this a spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game? Following the interception, Cousins. Chandler on the check down. It'll be a gain of 5.
Tell these niggas, man. I ain't motherfucking playing, man. Know what I'm saying? Right. Let's go. Trust, nigga. Right. Let's go. Hey, y'all. My closet filled with mostly furs. And all the guns I collected, praying one day we hopefully purge. My shooters is real low preserves. Could go for nerds. Wolves in sheep clothing. They rolling herds. From the dirt, so we chose to splurge. I'm most concerned with getting money, fucking bitches and smoking herb. This for my niggas that open birds and choke the curb. Them the niggas that know my verses is spoken word. When I speak, it's mostly verbs. I call shots and they listen. I'm seldom seen, but mostly heard. See niggas catch cases over words. I ain't bragging or boasting. I'm only approaching who I'm supposed to serve. Shitting like it's a bowl of turds. I left the whip fishbowl. That's just to get on your homie nerves. Niggas acting like I don't deserve. The bin sign hanging over the door like it's they don't
Bury the gold like a pharaoh from Egypt, battle strategic. Leave your parents and fetus paraplegic. In agreement with the leaders while talking ballads and secrets. Mystifying like a gypsy who read a tarot to speak with. And if you married the street shit, I'm forced to shoot you. I let it ring from one knee and proposing niggas divorce the future. All you think about is the whores and hookah. It seemed ugly, but I came back clean, nigga. I brought the Louvre. Game nice, I was born with the vocal cords of Luther. Back when I was poor and couldn't afford the boosters. Now I'm arriving in elegant fabrics. Buck on the dash, shorty showing no class. How she yelling in traffic. Criminal minds and felony tactics. Many theatrics, penalties graphic. I tend to be accurate. I'm training mics like custom model while fucking models stuffing hollows and blowing Dragos labeled the Russian drug.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one. And a short kick taking it back to 16. And they were running it down a couple of yards short of the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Boston Scott, his first carry. They find some open field here. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. You back now alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. A fairly short kick from the 14. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
They go play action with Hurts. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. In motion left is Watkins. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts out to his left. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And once again, this is Sanders. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Hurts. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. In motion left goes Smith. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now second and inches. They'll go again with Sanders. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Miles Sanders taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are back within a score. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took him home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Vikings.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Cousins will try and throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Sanders on first down, not finding much of anything there as he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, back to Sanders. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Another run with Sanders. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Forced out to his left. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll move him back within 6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 105 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. It's caught on the right side at Smith. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And down to the 41. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
From the 41, Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Left side, Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
So with your team leading in the 4th quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. They run it again with Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. Joseph's got it, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they've got to find 2 scores, so, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done. But, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for him, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He's at the 40. Past the 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Eagles. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra. Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. And the Vikings hands team able to recover, and that should just about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over. They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. What an atmosphere this was, and the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces. And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.